Hello and welcome to episode 4 of a Spectrum Gaming podcast. Today we are going to be talking about what we like and don't like about Forest School. We've got 4 amazing young people from Spectrum Gaming here today, and we've also got Michael James, the author of one of my favourite books ever, Forest School and Autism. So we can introduce each other. Hello. Our starter question for the week is, what is your favourite thing that has happened during Forest School? JP, you go first if that's okay.
Right, my favourite bit about Forest School today because it was when I got, you know, that blue thing, right? When I was spinning around and everybody was watching and when everybody was killing themselves laughing. So, you know what's the funniest bit in my opinion?
Yeah.
Maybe all of you will disagree, is where when I was spinning too much, and I accidentally said a no word.
Okay.
Yeah, I remember.
Let's not share that word.
Is there a no word?
Right, I'm not.
So yeah, thank you. So just for people who don't know, we run a forest school for autistic people in Manchester once a month, and these 4 come to the forest school. Michael doesn't.
Hi, I'm one of the 4.
Yeah, because he's further south, unfortunately. But yeah, cool. Thank you, JP. So
I
Reuben.
would have come today, except my parents have COVID, so.
So go on then, Reuben. What is your favourite thing that has happened during forest school?
Favorite thing that happened during forest school was probably probably on the first one where you got stuck in the tree and was too scared to come down.
Yeah, I remember that.
You also made sure to get a great video of that for everyone, didn't you?
Yeah, that actually became your profile picture for a bit, didn't it?
Yeah. Cool. So Luca, what about you? What's your favourite thing?
I like chucking leaves at you.
Yeah. I mean the leaves that I still have all in my back because we was at forest school today. Yeah, thanks for that.
Yeah.
And finally, Fraser, what is your favourite thing that has happened during forest school?
So my favourite thing that happened in forest school when we held Andy hostage, we tied him up and we poured leaves on his head. We got some rope that we used to make a string, we tied Andy up in it, we held him hostage and sacrificed him to the gods of B&M.
You are making such a great example of what forest school should be like. Everyone's going to be so impressed.
No, Fraser, you didn't sacrifice him to the B&M gods. You sacrificed him to the B&M Express.
Oh yes, the peso.
Yeah, it needed fuel, so we sacrificed Andy.
Yeah.
God will bless us with more fuel.
Okay, so Michael, what's your favourite thing that has happened during forest school?
Oh, it's going to sound really boring after all that. That all sounded so fun. I guess my favourite thing is the way that my groups over time become little communities and little groups of friends and all get on with each other and make a connection with each other. That's my favourite thing, but it sounds really boring after all the fun that everyone else is saying. My favourite thing is probably how much fun it is, to be honest.
Yeah, cool. Thanks then everyone. So we'll go to JP first. What do you like about forest school?
Well, it's basically what I like about forest school is where like the way you like roast marshmallows and just make dance. That's what I like about it, and that's pretty much one of my reasons why I like it.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Thank you. So Fraser, what about you?
My favourite thing about forest school?
No, what do you like about it?
Oh, okay. So, forest school is just a great way to socialise with people. It sounds really boomery, but like without like the interference of like technology. Like I don't know, it just seems a lot more like wholesome. You know, you get to actually meet people and speak to them properly, whereas with you know, doing a thing on Discord, you don't really get to interact with them properly, but with forest school you can do that.
Yeah. So a lot of everyone who goes to our forest school, you know online already, and you've played games together through Spectrum Gaming. So do you think your relationships with them have improved since you started going to forest school, or not? What do you think?
Everyone except for Joe.
Okay, but you two also go to the same school, so you've had a bit of drama between you sometimes, haven't you? So yeah. Okay. Luca, what about you? What do you like about forest school?
I like that it's like outside, so like it's not like in a confined room. 'Cause-
Mm.
And like you can like be all spread out and you're not all close together.
Yeah.
We don't like that.
Cool. So Reuben, what about you? What do you like about it?
I'm gonna say it was all a bit of time here and just go with the same reason as Fraser.
Cool. So Michael, what about you? What are some things that you like about it?
Well, I love lots of things about Forest School, but I can't believe my luck that I've got a job where I get to go into the woods with really nice people and just have loads of fun. And when I was a child, I was the type of kid who liked to go into the woods and have camps and have fires and things, and now I do it for a job. So I love everything about Forest School.
Yeah, cool. Well, I really want to answer this as well, so forgive me for answering. But I think my favourite thing is, whereas in life it feels like you're always sort of directed and you're not in control of what happens. While you're in a forest school session, you can do literally whatever you want. So you can go and explore. You can lie in a hammock for the whole time if you want to. If you just want to have some time out to sort of relax and have a break from the world, and it feels like
Or get tied up by kids.
yeah. Oh man. but that's when I'm running the forest school. I do also go to a forest school for adults as well, which I've really enjoyed, and I've been able to do my own thing and I've got a lot out of that. So yeah, that's the main thing which I like about it. Cool. So next question, which I think is also a really important one, is there anything that you don't like about forest school? And I'll go to Luca first, if that's okay.
I don't like that I'm fall over in loads of mud and leaves all the time.
But wait a minute, you said fall over, but I'm sure at a forest school today you purposely lay on the floor and made the dirt version of snow angels because you thought it looked quite nice. So I'm not sure about the accidental part, but cool. But yeah,
I fell over like once.
yeah.
Still.
But you can get really dirty and muddy, can't you? And that isn't.
Yeah.
That can't be.
It isn't pog.
Underneath my nails now.
Yeah, cool.
Not poggers.
So Fraser, what about you? Is there anything you dislike about it?
Cold.
Yeah.
Because quite a lot of times, like especially with Manchester, it gets cold and rainy. And I think the first time that I went to forest school, my fingers went numb because of how cold it was. It wasn't fun with numb fingers, but this time they was alright, so yeah.
And do you think like sort of sensory differences related to autism can play into that as well? Because I know, for example, for me, I'm sensitive to bright lights. So if luckily it's the winter at a minute, so I'm not affected as much. But if it's in the summer, I struggle a lot with how bright it can be. So I and even in an open space like that, it can be quite uncomfortable. I was also speaking to someone yesterday who said they really dislike the smell of when it has just rained, and they find that smell really difficult to tolerate. So do you think any of that applies to you? That you could find it more difficult than most other people as an autistic person?
Sometimes the smell of dirt, like leaves and dirt, that weird smell that your jeans smell like after running about in the forest.
Yeah.
Which is something that I dislike personally, like compared to like wet concrete, the smell that's just after when it rains. It's really nice, but then you've got wet dirt, which doesn't smell like mud.
Yeah.
No, not like mud, but it's like, like when it's just rained but it hasn't turned the dirt into mud.
Oh yeah, that.
Yeah.
There's a special word for that smell, isn't there? That's is it petrichor or something? I think is the word for that.
Yeah.
It's a very particular smell, isn't it?
I actually like the smell of mud.
You like the smell of mud? Yeah, cool.
Is that because you're Peppa Pig? You like jumping up and down in muddy puddles?
So JP, is there anything in particular that you don't like about forest school?
Not much. Not much. I like it. Everything about it.
So if there was anything that you think could be improved or how to make it even better, what would you say?
Nothing much, to be honest.
Okay, cool. Reuben, what about you?
Actually, there's nothing really that I don't like about forest school. Like it's actually pretty nice.
Cool. Nice. So, Michael, is there anything for you that you'd like to say?
Well, I'm very biased, aren't I? I'm not going to say anything that I don't like about actual forest schools. I enjoy everything, but the thing I don't like is that everybody doesn't get the chance to do forest school. So some young people don't have access to forest school. I don't like that. I think everyone should get the chance to do it if they want to do it.
Yeah.
So wholesome.
Yeah, cool. Have any of you guys done forest school before we started to run sessions?
No, actually.
No?
Oh.
I mean, oh wait, yes I did actually.
Oh, cool. And how was that?
So back in primary school, and I mean like year 5, basically some of the cool kids, but it wasn't necessarily kids with autism. It was like a selection of kids. We went over into the local like clough, and there was an area where we just chilled in the forest and did stuff like that. Had hot chocolate and Maltesers and stuff, which was ran by the learning mentor at my school. But it was really fun as well because you know like we got to go out in the forest and spend time out of school.
Yeah. That's fine. Do you think that had a positive impact while you was in school then? For example,
Yeah, because they gave me something to look forward to.
Yeah.
I think it was like every Wednesday afternoon we did that. And we pretty much we walked through the clough, we got to the spot where we would do it, and just had a good time with each other.
Yeah, cool. That sounds great. Yeah, so the next question then, which is quite an interesting one, so I'm really interested to hear what everyone has to say. Do you think forest school should replace normal school? And anyone want to go first?
I guess I will.
Yeah, go on, Reuben.
Well, a bit of learning is still important. So how I think it should work is like similar to what Fraser's experience is. Like every so often, schools should do like a forest school session, sort of like once a week or like stuff, like sort of like assemblies, but just on a different day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe like an afternoon or 2 a week where we just go into the forest and just vibe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Except that necessarily wouldn't be able to happen with my school, since the nearest forest is quite a trek away from my school.
The nearest accessible forest away from No, I'm thinking of my primary school. There's a forest literally right behind my current school that you can access.
Actually, technically we can go onto the primary school across the road from my school because they have like a forest area.
Yeah, cool. So Reuben, going back to your point of having a forest school once a week maybe, what impact do you think that would have on the rest of your school week if you had that? Or what benefits do you think the forest school session itself would have?
Well, the benefits would be that the students would get to like interact more and like be more active after a day of sitting around doing nothing and absorbing useless information.
Yeah, okay. Cool. So, JP, what about you? Do you think forest school should replace school?
Well, yes, because there's one thing back in year 7 was I tend to get bullied a lot because of my autism. It's just I can't help looking at people because of that. Now he started bullying me, like calling me a retard, stuff like that, and I suffered a lot. But since I'm in year 8, it's not been happening recently. So yeah.
Really sorry about
So
that.
that's why. Yeah. It's fine.
Yeah, quite a lot of autistic kids do get picked on for being autistic by the smelly neurotypicals.
Yeah, I'm one of the lucky ones who
Yeah.
actually had that happen.
Sorry, just laughing at smelly neurotypical. Okay. Anyway, so JP, if you had forest school instead of school, do you think do you think it should be the same kids who were in your school year now, and do you think that would reduce bullying, or do you mean a completely different people going to a forest school with you? What do you think?
I don't know really, but it just depends, like who wants to go, because I have no idea who might go.
Yeah.
Like one of my trusted friends, like Theo, he might join forest school with me. So he's autistic as well. So like me, and we're really best friends at school. Very, very close friends.
Cool. That's great. So Fraser, what about you? Do you think forest school should replace normal school?
Yes/no. I think yes, because it gives us time where we don't have to stress about education and like revision and homework. And you can just chill out with your friends. Like I have some close friends in my school, where we can just like chill, and I think that would be a good thing to have. And I think no, because there are still kids that decide to ruin the experience for other people by like picking on me and picking on others, where that's especially an issue in like modern schools.
Mm.
Also, Andy, I have a question.
Yeah.
Was Michael's book, was that the one that you was reading at Levenshulme?
No, that was a different one.
Blasphemy.
That was Forest School and Practice by Sarah Knight. Yeah. I've read Michael's book twice, but the way I got involved with Forest School was I read Michael's book and I loved it so much that I sent him a message saying how much I love it, and then since then we've spoken quite a lot and I've got a bit Forest School obsessed. So yeah, that's it really. So Fraser, I've got another question for you if that's okay. So you mentioned
sure.
before about the good thing about Forest School is being able to sort of connect more with people and friends and things like that. Do you think there's any learning that schools can there's anything schools can learn about the way Forest School is ran? Do you think school could be made better by learning a bit about Forest School principles, do you think?
I mean, in some ways yes, and in some ways no. Like, it depends, like, in the context. Like, what do you mean by, like, Forest School principles?
Well, I guess... Oh, no, so what other points, correct me if I'm wrong, but what I get from you and from Reuben as well is that when you're in Forest School, it's a better chance to sort of socialise and connect with other people, whereas you don't really get that chance as much in school. And it's also where you're in control of exactly what you do and how you do it. Do you think if that sort of approach was put into school, then it would be a more positive experience for when you have those difficult moments?
Yeah, because, I mean, you can socialise more, you can get to know people so that there's a lesser chance of people being bullied, lesser chance of people being upset from it. And especially with kids, of course, being bullied, I think if Forest Schools went to practice, it would be a better chance to learn about the other people, get to know them more, and then, you know, develop like a friendship with them where they can not really be bullied in a way, because like, yeah.
Yeah, cool, thank you. So, Luca, what about you? Do you think Forest School should replace school?
Really, because like you need to learn all the big brain stuff in school.
Yeah.
Even like where you could like do it at a certain time. So
yeah, okay. Cool.
Yeah.
So Michael, what are your thoughts on this? What do you think?
Forest school does replace school for some people. There's some people who really can't cope at all going to any kind of indoor school do end up with forest school being the main school that they go to. So for some people, it does already. Other than that, I'd agree with the other guys that there's a lot of stuff in mainstream school that you wouldn't really learn in the woods. You're not going to learn coding or something like that in the woods. You're not going to learn. Well, some forest school people do take kind of bits of sort of English literature and things into the woods, storytelling and stuff. But there's lots of stuff that if you're really interested in it, you'll find it easier to study it in a mainstream school. Really, what I think is that the great thing about forest school is that it is led by the learners, by the children and the young people who go to it, and so it almost grows around them and around what they're interested in, what they can do, what challenges them, and overcoming those challenges. I really love that about forest school. I'm not sure that that can happen in exactly the same way in a curriculum-based school. And I kind of think everyone should have the chance to go and do something in an environment that suits them and where they can thrive. So I don't think forest school should completely replace mainstream school, but I think forest school principles certainly should be used more in mainstream school. Having the just actually thinking about people as individuals. I think that's one of the strongest things about forest school. I mean, a lot of forest school practitioners are actually teachers who've run away from mainstream schools. So it's not only the children. There's quite a lot of the forest school practitioners have been teachers working mainstream schools and thought we don't want to do this, and they've all run off to the woods as well.
Cool, thank you. I'll share my thoughts, but I'm also wondering if I can get you guys to share your opinion on mine, because it could be completely wrong. But from my perspective, I think, especially when you're autistic in a mainstream school, it is really, really difficult to sort of accept being different when you are picked on and bullied and people don't understand you very well. But I think, for example, when you're in a forest school and it's a group full of autistic people and you can be yourself and do whatever you want to do, then it's a sort of place where you can get to realise actually being different is okay, and you can get that feeling of sort of you start to feel more comfortable with being yourself rather than feeling like you have to try and fit into being in school. What do you guys think?
Yeah. I actually agree with that a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do. Sort of.
Because at school, everyone else is neurotypical.
And
At the
smelly.
forest school, with everyone who's autistic, it makes me feel more normal.
Cool. But
At school, I feel really different.
so if, for example, if it wasn't a group of autistic people, instead it was, for example, your class, so it's a mixed class of people who are neurotypical and people who aren't, and it's still following the forest school principles where sort of everything's child-led and it's about you as individuals, do you think that would have the same impact and benefit? Do you think you still get that feeling of sort of acceptance that you might not get in a mainstream school? What do you think?
Probably, actually, because the teachers won't be calling on you and stuff in class.
Yeah. Cool. Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think in particular, a lot of people who run forest schools or volunteer at forest schools will be watching this podcast. So my question to you all now is, what is a perfect forest school leader like? So what qualities do they have? What skills do you think they have? What would make
To be able to understand memes.
For you to understand memes, okay.
Yeah, just so that they can interact with the cool kids like me.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Anything else? Anything else, Fraser? Or just a good understanding of memes?
People like Andy, who's extremely poggers.
Okay, so
For those boomers out there, that is the equivalent of a compliment.
but let's not talk about me so I don't die of embarrassment. But so if you had particular skills or qualities, what would you say would be good for a forest school leader?
I mean, so to be able to actually interact with the kids and not make it like an awkward experience. I think another thing would maybe be able to sort out activities that can get everybody involved.
Yeah. Cool.
Without making it unfair, making it just end out going horribly. And maybe someone that brings good strands.
Brings good what? Sorry.
Strands.
Scrans. For people who aren't from Manchester, that means good food. So what did you have today? We had some s'mores, some brioche buns, and I think that was everything, wasn't it? Hot chocolate as well. But yeah. So Reuben, what about you? What do you think a perfect forest school leader looks like?
Well, that guy there.
You're pointing at a random.
No, I'm pointing at you because on my screen you're next to me.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Well, thank you, but thank you very much for the compliment. But the people who are watching this probably don't know me, and they might be wanting to learn from you guys, the experts, about what they can do to be a great forest school leader. So, what would you say to someone who wants to learn from you about what they can do?
Just try and arrange a few activities to make it fun for like all the people there. Like, very sure one thing we did. The first one was, I'm just gonna give it the name Hide and Shrek essentially. Well, it was
Well,
hide
we
and
had a
seek,
good game of that.
except the person who was it, they had to pretend to be Shrek, and then whenever they found someone, they were like, "Get out of my swamp!"
No, it's all ogre now.
Yeah. So it's quite interesting. 'Cause you don't really think of hide and seek as a fun game, but then you guys just said, "Okay, we want to play it." So I transformed into Shrek and just
You devoured all the children.
I just game ogred everyone. Yeah, that's it, I guess. So JP, what about you? What do you think a perfect forest school leader is like?
I think a good forest school leader is like do more Shrek games and range it or like make like really good fires and look after the people that make sure they don't get lost. And what bit can improve is like have more bits surrounding like the orange line so they can't go because there's like two gaps next to the line, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And just have like what I'm just trying to say is have a proper surrounding.
Yeah,
You
so
know what
make
I'm
sure.
saying? Like, no,
So make sure
yeah,
you have a
yeah,
clear
yeah,
boundary so everyone knows exactly where they can
yeah,
go and
that's
where they
what I
can't.
mean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
definitely.
Cool. So do you
Because
think?
then we can,
Yeah, go on, Fraser.
because then we can actually make hide and seek not suck.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So Luca, what about you? What do you think a perfect forest school leader is like?
I'm probably someone who gets everyone involved, so like one person's not just off by themselves doing nothing.
Cool. Anything else? I think that's it.
Yeah.
So
Probably not someone who doesn't get stuck in trees every time.
So I only got stuck in a tree once. Do you know what I did? Since then, I've taught myself how to climb and get down from trees, so I don't get stuck anymore. I'll have you know.
Yeah.
Okay, well, someone who doesn't get stuck in anything then.
Okay. So Michael, what do you think, from your opinion, what a perfect forest school leader is like?
I think the guys have said it really. Good at listening and noticing what's going on with people and what's going on with the woods as well. And fun is one of the most important things.
Yeah.
Really, be good fun. And to value everyone in the group.
Cool. Is there anything else anyone wants to say on that?
Oh, not much.
No? Okay, cool. So, I think this is the final question for today. If you could say, what would your perfect forest school session look like? Does anyone want to go first?
No Reuben. No Reuben.
See, if you say no Reuben, but on my camera you're pointing at me, so...
No Andy at all.
Cool. So, JP, that's a joke, by the way, anyone who's listening. JP, do you want to go first? What would a perfect forest school session look like to you?
Well, I don't know.
No? That's okay.
Oh, but I'll let you know if I've got one.
Yeah, cool. So what about Reuben? Have you got any thoughts?
2 words immediately come to mind.
Yeah.
No Fraser. And what else? Nope. So that's it.
Oh. So just for maybe for a bit of a discussion point, when we tried to do our forest school, I'll tell you what I think's important and tell me what you think. So I tried to make it really important that we don't have a set structure of things that we have to do or that happens, but also make sure each of you guys has a say in exactly what we do. So last time people said they want to make bow and arrows, so I spent hours searching for hazel trees to get good wood to make bows and arrows with. So if we have any structure or any set activities, it's created by you guys. It's the same as when we played the Shrek hide and seek thing. So we have the activities, but it all comes from you. So there isn't a set perfect forest school, as long as it's you guys who have the say in what happens and when. Does that make sense? Do you agree with that?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So, Luca, do you have any thoughts about what a perfect forest school session would be like?
I'm probably falling over a lot in mud.
Yeah. Cool.
It's not good afterwards though when you've got mud all over you, but
I
when you're
mean,
doing
it
it,
does
it's
sound
fun.
like Luca because his username is literally handsome Shrek pig.
Yeah. So, Luca, are you saying that you enjoy getting in the mud and getting really muddy until your mum tells you off afterwards?
No, just until I'm covered in mud afterwards.
Okay.
And it's really annoying because it's all in my nails.
Yeah, cool. So, is there anyone else got any points to share for this?
No.
Okay, so if there is anyone who works in a forest school watching this right now, what is the key one message you want them to take away from watching this podcast? Does anyone want to go first?
Make forest school more popular.
Yeah, okay.
Do it.
Thank you. Luca, anything from you?
Just involve everyone, so
Yeah.
it's lonely.
Definitely, thank you. And JP?
Play more Shrek. Play more Shrek games. Have more. Like I'm Shrek. And if you lose, you turn into a mini me. Yes, like that, and just have more action when you're walking. That's what I've got to say about your Shrek acting.
Yeah, cool. Thank you. I do have to say it's hard work being Shrek. I am very tired after being Shrek for 2 hours straight today, but I'm glad you guys enjoyed it.
And you Shrek confirmed.
Yeah.
Enjoyed it very much.
2020, gone wrong, police called.
Cool.
Not clickbait.
Well, Reuben, what about you?
Shrek actually came to my house
So if there's one takeaway
at
message...
3 a.m.
Okay, Fraser. So if there's one takeaway message for people
Bogey
watching this
challenge.
podcast, Fraser, Reuben, what would it be?
If Fraser tries to get into any of your forest school sessions, don't let him in.
Right. Reuben, do you want to do that again with something actually serious?
Well, 20 like people who are planning on making a forest school, like I would very highly recommend it. It's quite a good thing to do, not just for you, but for like all the people who attend it. Because it's quite a good way to like connect with nature and like especially like now because of technology taking over everything and whatnot. Sorry if I'm stealing your line there a bit. What's it called?
Michael.
Sorry, I'm stealing your thunder there, Michael.
Cool. So, Michael, any thoughts from you? What do you want people to learn from watching this podcast?
I think everybody from Forest School world watching the podcast should subscribe to Spectrum Gaming Podcast. I think seriously, I think they should watch all of them. I watched the one about school a couple of days ago, and it's absolutely fantastic. And you'll probably learn more watching that podcast than you would going on a lot of the courses and things that people get sent on. It's absolutely fantastic. You're doing a brilliant job.
Thanks very much. And my final takeaway message is, if you're involved with Forest School, read Michael's book, Forest School and Autism, because it doesn't just apply to autistic people. Everything that's written in there is about how to run an inclusive Forest School for everyone, so make sure to check it out. And yeah, I guess we're out of time for today. So thank you for coming to watch, and we'll see you next time.
And one more thing. So I will be giving this away to any random Future Gaming subscriber.
Want to join my free Reuben wallpaper giveaway?
My wallpaper.
Want to join my free Reuben wallpaper giveaway? Click the link in the below and download malware.